Was a little worried there that the thing wouldn't load up properly. Hello there, welcome back to Shadow the Hedgehog Reloaded. You can just call me Stent. Last time we mostly focused on completing some more neutral, darkish storylines, so I figured a little bit of a change of pace this time around. We're gonna go with more hero modes. I mean, of course you'd still be here. As always, we still have the last story unlocked, inexplicably. Definitely be saving that for later. Plan is, of course, to just go through all 10 endings, then last story, and then see if we have expert mode, go through that. So, let's just get started. Nice to see you too, BZ. Hopefully you've been having a pleasant Sunday, Mother's Day. Hopefully you got something good for her. Unfortunately, Mama Stent is still suffering from this cold that's been going around, so she's been a mite disappointed that we haven't been able to go visit Sister Stent over in Beachside Town. Thankfully, we managed to make up for it a little bit with a nice little, some nice roast pork. Just try not to think too hard into the connotation behind that. Anyways, we're going to skip over the cutscenes again, once we've seen already, and just get right into it. Hero mode. Let's say hero mode, there's two distinct endings I have planned for this time around. First one, we may as well play it a little bit safe, going for semi-hero, so you'll probably be extra happy to hear about that one, BZ. Finally getting around to that one. Yep, weirdly enough, Mother's Day is also on Mario Day. As if to say that Mario is the best mother. Even though I'm fairly certain Yoshi had to put up with a lot more, given how much he used to cry as a baby. Yeah, we're here with Sonic, of course. Gotta get Black Doom. We want to be here with Little Bastard Blue. Feels a little too early for me to be calling him that, but it's a little naming convention which I found rather amusing to call him. I mean, it was either that or Ogilvy. In fact, I'll still probably call him Ogilvy, why not? It's not like I meant to aim for that one intentionally, it just sort of happened to be there. So yeah, compared to vanilla, we have to kill 5 less of these volumes. Oh yeah, we also get to hear him say the funny line. Get ready for that. I have no idea how I managed to recover from that. Yeah, I remember liking the semi-hero ending a fair bit when I first got into this game. Yeah, we're just going to avoid the homing attacks and just start blasting. Like how you don't even need a triangle jump there. Yeah, we'll go with the weird alien gun. I will admit, in terms of designs, I wasn't exactly the biggest fan of these alien guns, mostly just how weirdly organic they looked. Just want to make sure we can actually get back up there. Come on. There we go. And we still didn't get anyway. Nice. You think I might have missed one? Considering the total is less, it shouldn't be too much of a worry. I wonder if we'll get anything above an E rank this time around. Only one way to find out. I was admittedly wondering to myself a little bit as to how exactly the media reported on this whole invasion thing. I can only imagine when something like, yo, horde of aliens come out of a hole in the sky and start laying waste to major cities. Do 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 do, and a little bit of chicken fried, cold beer on a Friday. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. It's just, I've had that song and that particular infamous news moment on my mind a fair little bit. Weirdly enough, I actually kind of like the song that goes with it. It's not sure if it's just me actually generally liking country, but it's generally just I find a real feel-good song about just enjoying the simple things in life.
Get out of my sight.
Oh yeah, he also said the thing. The funny thing. You get it? It's funny because it can come off as offensive. Yeah, that particular ad, man, it really feels sort of the exemplary of how the media tends to just sort of, I don't want to say capitalize because I know that's a loaded term, but just sort of take advantage of the war and suffering of others. It generally just feels like something you'd see in a parody. Oh hey Jonesy, we were just talking about particular nondescript American restaurants and how their advertising has been used. Anyways, new cutscene. This will make a nice little change of pace.
Now that was sweet, Shadow. Yeah. Well, I'm not here to save you.
It's not like I'm here to save you or anything, Baka.
Like that. How about a little friendly competition? Don't waste my time.
It's kind of a shame, really, because I really did like the whole chemistry these two had from SA2 and Heroes, but here it just seems a little, off. The Shadow being overly dismissive, and yet... Oh, hold on.
Welcome to the next level.
Hey! Old Sega marketing reference. You get it? Because it's like, hey, we're going to the next level, and it's a slogan that they used back in the day. Still have no idea how to feel about Sonic actually saying that. It's sort of one of those things like, I don't think it's 100% comparable to Infinite saying that Sonic's been fighting Eggman for decades, but it has that same sort of feel. Get back here, you. I'm not finished with you yet. Don't call me Slowpoke. Oh, and these guys have shields already. Nice. Alright, let's just start gunning down this thing. I'm guessing that... Well, we're gonna find a whole bunch of stuff which we can use to take care of this tank a little bit later on in level. It's just nice to get a little bit of chip damage in, whilst we can. Hitbox on that thing is generally just weird. Oh! I forgot you can actually jump that. That's kind of nice. And we can... I was thinking we could homing attack it to bridge the gap, but apparently not. It's so weird coming into these sections and not seeing any springs. I'm so used to it from the other games. It's just... Feels kind of nice to have your punches actually carry a little bit of momentum now. Alright, and we can actually, funny little tutorial on how the healing capsules work, even though you only use them like in one level maximum. That being one which we're not going to be playing this time around because I still despise that level with a passion. Okay, can't break that. Never mind, I'll just carry on my merry way then. Will be it on me to go out of my way to be nice to people. May as well play around with the upgraded sword a little bit. Here we go. The swing speed on this is just so funny now. Well, not that we're going to be using it much now, because now we got some gats. That's the secret door bonus for this level. You get some extra Gatling guns to help you with the tank. Ah, you know what? Let's go on the bike. I don't remember it being this weird sort of gold shade. It looks like one of the shaders you get on shinies in Colosseum. It just looks off somehow. Like it should be a bit more just sort of naturally grey. Also, that tank is way ahead of us. Hold on. I'm pretty sure they upgraded the speed to the vehicles, but I'm still pretty sure you're better off just going on foot. For obvious reasons. Okay, it's just stopped. What? No idea what damaged me. Oh, there we go. Didn't even take out most of the shield. Wow. Thinking I may have to restart this level. We'll see. Once again, it's just, super early times for Jason voicing Sonic, so it feels a lot more stilted. Like, yeah, smash him up! Stop, even though it's the only way we can get across! Hello, Terrence. We were just trying to destroy a tank. I will admit it's definitely been a long time since I played this level. I mean, I played it a little bit for testing to see how this works, but this feels generally like one of the more forgettable levels in this game, if I'm brutally honest. Oh! So that's how you get that red ring. Pretty neat. There we go. Guessing we're still not going to be able to get the tank. Have we already got to the point where we're not going to be able to damage it anymore? Am I going to have to restart? This feels like a point where I'm going to have to restart. Hold on. I think we still have one more chance to make things right. I don't remember that lightning beetle being there. You know what? May as well try our luck. There we go. And in the meantime, the tank is getting away. Yeah, it feels like a lot of the enemy placements here have been made a little bit hot. I didn't mean to damage that one, Sonic. It was just there. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, nice. So, let's see what happens when I do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is power. I will admit I wasn't expecting the sword to be so good against that now, but, alas, there we go. Good thing to keep in mind, I suppose. Hey, we didn't get an E rank. And now we start to come up to the point of the hero mode getting a little bit more disjointed. It feels like after this particular level, just the hero missions really... I mean, you could probably say that for all the stories, actually. Just dark, neutral, etc. Just...
But I'm not here to fight you either.
Generally, it all tends to
find my own answers. So why don't you just back off?
Yeah, it is quite fun, isn't it? Feels like you just plonked into a particular scenario with no context for any past levels. Anyway, there's this little tubby guy. He pulled him from heaven.
Now we're talking.
Let's get homosexual. What? Sorry, I couldn't resist. This cutscene has been perpetually ruined for me after that. Anyways, I'm kind of surprised it didn't bring more of these to bear. It feels like this would have been a fun mini-boss character to fight in some of the hero levels. In fact, they probably could have done that along as well with Blue Falcon. Like, have these be bosses you fight early on. And then as you get late into the level there, you sort of fight them more as normal enemies. Are you gonna do anything aside from just sit there? Okay. Not quite how I expected this to go around, but nevertheless, here we are. I keep walking right into that one. That's kind of a... Oh. Well, I don't think we're going to get a particularly good rank for this. Nope. Well, we've at least got into a second phase, so what are you going to do now? If I remember correctly, it's supposed to be sort of enemies with guns here, which we can use to help speed things up a little bit more. Oh, there they are. Bang, bang. Let me take that off your hands real quick. Just wait for him to spawn more things. The world! Oh yeah, this is what you came here for. There we go. That's how you're supposed to do it. It's probably the last time we're going to be seeing that guy, at least on this run.
Out of my way, alien monster.
For some reason it feels like some of these dialogue choices are sort of very sort of early 2000s translated vibe. I mean, that's obviously the case. It just feels very Resident Evil 1-ish to me, if that makes any sense. I'm expecting Sonic to say, "It's a weapon! It's really powerful, especially against living things!" Yeah, we've already seen this one. Oh hey, and we also get to hear the other funny cutscene in this particular playthrough. Obviously we're not going to hear this as like taking candy from a baby, but this one will do. I'll let you hear it in all its glory. Again.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Voice acting.
Tails?
And oh hey, it's the Cyclone on loan from Adventure 2. Take a good long look at it. This will be the last time we see it until Frontiers. And technically the comics, but I'm not counting those. Oh look, it even has the bazooka still attached, but no laser cannon. And inexplicably it just crashes. No clue as to why, it's just gone.
It's my lucky day.
Okay. I will admit that's sort of a scummy way for them to just take the Cyclone away, but generally I'm not 100% fussed. Considering that just means they weren't allowed to ruin it up until Frontier sort of reintroduced it, if that makes any sense. Yeah, we're just gonna be going for the neutral route this time, which means we're gonna go to Mad Matrix, yeah. That was one of the missions that I put off trying to get to, but I figured since I plan to just do the neutral route, I figured it should be fine. It's mostly the dark mission, which I have a lot of trauma with. Well, I say trauma, it's more sort of, physical, if that makes any sense. Migraine. I will admit, not 100% certain as to what to make of this level. I mean, it's certainly colorful in a similar sense to... Oh, so there was a red ring. Didn't even realize, it was just... Oh, there's a thing I can bounce on. But yeah, red... In terms of this level, it's certainly one of the more memorable. Sort of... It's weird. It really is sort of like a grittier version of Casino Park from Heroes. Certainly has those vibes with how grimy everything looks underneath all the glitz and glamour, all the flashing lights. Obviously we don't want to get too many rings here, as Tails gets super excited, and that Ring of Fire wasn't there in the retail version. I think that was just added to add a little bit more challenge to that upper route. For now though, we're just gonna go the normal route and Just get to the end. Get out of my way. Still so amusing how this just stretches. I mean, it's obviously just to, how it's likely supposed to look for when you're just swinging it, but here it just looks super funny. Also has this cool After Effects effects. Again, it really reminds me a lot of the Infinite Sword glitch from Ocarina of Time. Yeah, the melee here still is a little bit finicky. It's still fun, a lot more fun, and a lot more usable compared to vanilla, but still a little bit finicky. Like, I'm fairly certain I should be hitting him and get... There we go. There we go. Just have to give it a little bit of patience. Oh yeah, we can also try out this strafe... Oh. I forgot we can do this. Whoa, it's so powerful! It changes the aspect ratio to 4:3! Whoa! Yeah, that's definitely satisfying to do. Well, you can just use Chaos Control to skip massive portions of the level.
Sorry, but this Chaos Emerald is mine.
I will say, despite the missions being a big handful of nothing compared to some of the better ones, the layout in general makes it one of the more memorable ones, alongside Cryptic Castle. Well, you could almost say they're polar opposites in their theming. Anyways, here we are with the 3 best characters in the series.
At this rate, the entire day will be wasted.
Yeah, whole day wasted.
With Max from Pokemon along for the ride.
Let me do it then.
Stop bugging him.
Jeremy, do you even know what data even is? You said earlier you don't even know what a disc is.
An assassin? Well, if it isn't Shadow, your timing is impeccable.
Silly SPO, this isn't Sonic X episode 75.
Well, we need your help to hack
It was 75, wasn't it, where he tried to end Cosmo? Let me just check.
Well, what a coincidence. I'd like to know what the good old doctor's up to as well.
Okay, I think it was a little bit earlier. 76? 73. Oh, yeah. Okay, 73. It was 73.
This may be the big case.
Hey, SPO, I want you to do your best Tron impression. What does it even mean? Alright, here we are. Mad Matrix. I didn't expect to actually be visiting this level, but alas, here we are. My first introduction to cyberspace back when I first played this as a kid. See you later, SBO, where I'm busy doing different things. I will admit this was, at the very least, a fun little gimmick. The little color panels and how they interacted with everything. At the very... SBO, I'm not talking to you, SBO. I'm too busy getting assailed by rogue AI. I know this... I'm guessing since... Let me rephrase. I was gonna question whether or not these rogue AIs are some sort of progenitor to Sage, but they're the same sort of security system that Gun has. So I'm guessing it's sort of universal antivirus. Do Gun and Eggman both use Norton? It's the same idea of security that Gun has, so I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say this one. Yeah.
At least not directly.
So far, generally liking this level. The light panel thing is definitely a fun gimmick. This is where it all falls apart for me. More specifically the Dark Mission and how you have to defeat all these bombs. How many bombs? 20 bombs. I'm guessing there was a few more you had to go through in retail. But generally speaking, spending so much time looking at this for like 30 minutes trying to track down all these bombs, odds are you will end up getting a migraine, like I certainly did. It's one of those things that really sort of soured this level for me. Give me that. So generally speaking, if we're going to be coming back here, we're just going to be doing the neutral mission, because
Damn, not here.
that's the least painful one. I'm gonna say I was happy having my sword back, and then he just took it away from me. Like everything else, you'll feel my loss and despair. Generally speaking, though, I do think I definitely prefer this iteration of cyberspace. I mean, that's obviously not exactly a controversial opinion to have compared to just 10 iterations of Green Hill, which is somehow more than Forces. I'm guessing something crops... Ho-hum. Oh. Okay. Okay. Little optional challenges here to make these red rings a little more difficult. Kinda like that. Actually gets you thinking a little. Compared to here where you just match the colors. Make thing red.
I should be able to jump between.
Yeah, I gotta say I do definitely prefer the music for Digital Circuit as well. Just generally the whole of Digital Circuit has this definite vibe to it. It's certainly weird that it's technically a level 2 where this is a level 4. But I still kind of dig it. Anyways, there's the goal ring, so we can just get out of here lickety-split. Oh, there's another red ring over there. No idea how you're supposed to get that. I'm guessing it's involving going up to the program up there. We'll just change this platform around and see what's what. But obviously that's how you get up to the main program. Okay, good for you, Shadow. Let's go find the truth. I kind of wonder if we'll ever get to the point where we'll start seeing the spinning signs back as the goal. And I sort of get why they went with the goal ring for Adventure 2, considering the placement of such goal rings make it awkward, especially for the mechs. Passing through one of those stop signs and just have it spinning around very slowly. But I feel it would be fairly interesting to see at the very least. Anyways, it's time for that boss.
So, I see you sneaky rats are back again, huh?
Damn, we've been detected.
Eggman, this is the first time I've been here.
Please tell me. I need to know about my past. Who am I? What am I doing here?
Are you still wondering who you are, Shadow? There's nothing to tell, Shadow. You have no past.
That's literally what you said last time. Can you please give some
Just
context?
trying to trick you. You've got to focus. Destroy him and let's get out of here.
It's kind of a shame as well, because going... The Dark Mission here leads into Iron Jungle. This would actually be quite a good segue into the whole Shadow Android plot. Bringing out the whole, you have no past, Shadow. Oh yeah, and this is also the funny... We also get to hear the funny line. Just give him a minute, he'll say it in a little bit. Let's see what's actually in these crates, hold on. Oh, more rings. Okay. Let me just come over here. Are you gonna say the funny line? Come on, say the line. Say the line, Eggman. Say the line. Hey, he said the thing. Now say that 67 more times. Yes. 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 Yes, this is peak boss design, is it not? Yes. Isn't this just the most amazing thing? Hey John, we're just fighting the best boss fight in this entire series. Yes, do it again. I will say this definitely got a lot more chaotic than I was anticipating, and these rocket pawns really aren't helping. Come on. Jeez, these bazookas are so inaccurate. There we go. Now we're in business. You know what they say, Eggman? The more rockets, the merrier. I'm gonna have to fight that again at some point, aren't I?
I have no past. What do you mean by that, Doctor?
What does he mean by that? Like, yeah, that really feels like it would have been a good lead-on to the Shadow Android plot, yet there is no lead-on in the semi-hero plot. It just goes on to Space Gadget, which is definitely going to be an interesting mission due to some changes that I've noted. First time I went through this, mind you. I will admit it was definitely weird coming to this mission the first time, considering it starts off the exact same way as Iron Jungle was, so generally speaking,
What's up, Shadow?
you're bound to come here like 3 out of 5 times.
Nice to see you too.
One way or another.
Looks like those
Oh, and here comes the infamous line.
Space. We're on our way to the Ark, so I guess that means we're going too.
I always interpreted that as him saying, the black creatures are going off to space, we're on our way to the Ark, so I guess that means we're going to space too. It always weirded me out when I was younger, the fact that so many people didn't seem to really catch that, but then again, early 2000s translated scripts, there's bound to be some stuff that doesn't make any sense. That was too close! You were almost a gibble sandwich!
Space colony. Ark. This place. So familiar. But why? This is where Maria?
It's definitely weird, because it feels as though this is more fitting for the pure hero route, as opposed to the opening to Lost Impact with whole taking candy from a baby line. That just...
Looks like the party's getting started.
Well, here we go.
Time to rock and roll.
You know, Shadow wasn't communicating his feelings all that well. I just felt like, I need a moment of contemplation to comprehend this whole thing. So yeah, Space Gadget. Remember Final Rush? We're doing it again. Only this time, the time limit for the hero mission is considerably shortened, so... Obviously, for this one, I'm planning on doing the hero route, so... Generally speaking, I mean the neutral route, so we can at the very least get a feel for how this level plays. Give me those autocannons. Obviously, gonna be wanting to destroy as many Olians as possible for hero gauge. Also, the opening for this was a lot shorter. There's this whole thing where Sonic was like, hey, remember when we used to race along here? Let's do it again! I will say, though, the music, I definitely like. It's certainly got that Shadow vibe to it, which generally I tend to prefer the Jun Senoi tracks of Adventure, Adventure 2, and Heroes, but for what this game offers, it's definitely one of the more enjoyable tracks. Also, we don't get Sonic constantly yelling into our ears to stop attacking the robots, they're attacking you back! I felt like I make a comment on that, but I probably shouldn't. Oh hey, it's the uphill grind rails you also get to see in Final Rush as well. They're here as well. And we finally get to see the air saucer. It feels like it's been so long since I've played along with this, and this one, compared to the usual, plays a little bit differently. It jumps a lot higher, basically the equivalent of its double jump, but pressing A again does a quick descend, which feels like it's definitely going to take a little bit to get used to. Also, here's the ring shot, I was going to say the best weapon in the game, but now it's gotten taken off from me for the Sook gun. Give me back my ring shot, or at the very least give me something else which I can play around with. What do you mean I only have 40 seconds left? I'm guessing that there's still supposedly a portal skip to the end, which you can get with all 5 keys. Oh. There's just a gold ring there. Okay.
The Ark. Will I ever find the rest of my memories here?
Oh, that's just the normal mission end. Okay. I'm not gonna complain. Though it's gonna be quite a pain going back through this for the hero mission later on, I'll just tell you that. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what changes they make to it in Shadow Generations, because
Damn it. What does it all mean?
it's obvious that a lot of people are going to be very interested in that level, even though certain parts of it just look a lot like just the Shadow boss fight arena from Vanilla Generations, and oh, this guy's suddenly here all of a sudden.
Who are you? And how do you know my name?
And how did you get up to the Ark? I thought it was just me and Tails on that plane.
You killed everyone I loved. My family. Maria. I've been waiting all my life for this day.
What? Me? And Maria?
Maria was like a sister to me. She was the only family I knew. And because of you, she
Oh, it's like one of those little scenes that sort of humanizes Maria a little bit. I kind of forgot about that, even though it's not really still
Witnessing it
much.
all, the plan to create that horrifying evil creature. That black creature and that insane professor who unleashed it all.
I always thought that face was quite humorous. What a dumb face. Especially with that heterochromia, and he still has the white hair.
So,
It's like, oh, we obviously need to tell the audience that this is the same guy that's Olive Garden guy here.
It's not just about Maria.
Let's just give him the same hair and eye color and just have him have his eyes just shrink.
My family. Finally.
I mean, surely you had parents, right? Like a mom and a dad, an uncle? Well, here we go.
if what you say
Nothing
is true,
personnel,
I
kid.
respectfully accept my fate.
You mean to tell me that you really don't remember a thing?
But I just need some time to uncover the real truth.
In the meantime, pardon me if I just broke your legs. Yeah, that cutscene especially takes me back to a lot of videos which are just funny redubs of the old cutscenes like this. Mostly Shadow the Hedgehog, in fact, from not entirely certain as to whether or not you would have heard of Shadow 759. He's been around for like
This whole place
years and years and years now. I haven't seen too much of his more recent stuff, but I generally remember a lot of his earlier stuff, like the whole running joke of Silver working at Pizza Hut. And this whole funny segment is going to come up a little bit here. In the meantime, welcome to Cosmic Fall. It's a level which has a lot of just waiting around, though it looks as though some stuff may come down falling a little bit faster, so hopefully the level's pace will be sped up a little bit. Get out of here, Black Doom. I'm not here for you. I'm here for funny meme. Yeah, those platforms definitely fall a lot faster than normal. Feels like the general consensus here is, let's not keep the player waiting around as long as it was in vanilla. Which I certainly appreciate. Also, I gotta love how they just have the giants here just one-handing those massive bazookas. Get out of here, Doom. I gotta find my boy. I gotta find the best character. Oh, hey, we're just trying to make our way for this whole arc thing, which is kind of an interesting thing, actually. It's like, oh, the arc's about to collapse and fall and crash into the earth, except we spent the ending of SA2 trying to prevent all that, so what gives? Here he is! He didn't say his funny line, hold on.
Find the chaos.
Ready? Ready? Are we ready? Are we ready for it? Ready?
Find the computer room.
Hey, the funny line. Let's continue on our pathway to doom. Jeez, that feels so good. Like, almost immediately, the samurai sword has gone into one of the best weapons in the game. Oh, and I completely forgot they still get some artificial chaos here. I completely forgot. Here I was thinking that you only saw them in, like, Lost Impact, but no, we see them in both the Ark and this level. Wouldn't you know?
What the heck is that? That passageway is floating and spinning.
Ah, yes. The peak level design right here. Just looking at all these spinning platforms. Let's see how much of this I can actually cut in terms of corners, not with blade. Well, that would be cool. Like, imagine if this whole thing played out like the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, where you're just slashing your way through bits of platforming. That'd be pretty sick, honestly. Alright, and I think we're up the point where we're just sitting around waiting for platforms to arrive. I think this is the part where we're just waiting around for balloons to drop. I'm doing the best I can, Omega. Not much is happening. Yep, this is the part. It's also the part which makes me appreciate the strafe a little bit, so I don't go flying off the platform. Here we are. I just gotta be sure. I'm hoping at the very least there's a means for us to... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Got a little scared for a minute there. I do at least like that they keep these around. These little, grind rail things. Yeah, generally it feels as though the tone for this whole game is sort of a real mismatch. Anyways, I think, yeah. Oh wait, I was gonna say the gold ring isn't in here. Right, where... Is there any way up? Is there any way up? Have I doomed myself? Oh wait, there's a platform here. We're fine, we're fine. Everything's hunky-dory. Right, the gold ring is right here. Oh no, hey, nice. They actually put a platform here just in case I botched it, so you don't accidentally jump into the dark mission. That's nice. Anyways, let's go and actually find the computer room. I gotta say, it's kind of weird that we just have these rocket-powered handlebars here to propel ourselves. Oh, and I completely forgot we have a walker section. You can tell it's been a while since I played this level, since I don't remember a lot of it. Come on. What? Have I just sort of doomed myself here? What's it? Oh, here we go.
This is seriously bad, Shadow. We have to get out of here.
You gotta wonder what exactly is so important about the contents of that, Oh, that's an interesting little detail, the fact that the Black Arms actually have control of the artificial chaos now. I was admittedly sort of wondering what was going on with those things. Like, after... Have I just doomed myself here? I think I doomed myself. Hold on. Oh no, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's hunky-dory. Gotta admit, though, we're cutting it a little close. I'm at least hoping the entrance to the computer room isn't far. Because I don't know about you, I wouldn't want to go through all this again. Just saying. Yeah, I think, yeah, we're going to be cutting it a little close. Come on. Missed it. Alright, let's go. What? Oh. Here we go.
Hey, look there! It's the computer room!
Okay, that's a nice little change of camera angle.
The computer room!
We found it. We found the computer room. Now it's time to get all sad.
For what reason do I exist? The answers are just up ahead.
Vector, you're not gonna join me at all for a celebration? I found the thing. Oh, and we got an E rank. That's a shame. I gotta say, it's definitely gonna be interesting trying to figure out Space Gadget Hero now.
Black Doom, I need to know the truth.
Why are you here? What purpose do you have in the computer room?
Tell me. I need to know.
It is true. I created you. You are a part.
Oh no, who could have possibly guessed with the same skin color, red highlights, and eye color?
Okay?
If that's true, then I'll have to accept my responsibilities for my crimes. I will avenge the victims who died aboard the Ark on that tragic day.
The humans seem to have convinced
I could theoretically see Shadow reaching this conclusion after playing the Doom and seeing for himself what happened aboard the Ark. Here it's like he doesn't really have much context. Anyways, let's go shoot up Black Doom again. With the assault rifle nonetheless, heck yeah. Daka daka daka. It's gonna be annoying if you keep teleporting like that. I'm pretty sure we could take him down to half health just with this assault rifle alone. Like, imagine if we could use like the heavy machine gun against him. Da-da-da-da-da. It's weird, it feels like he only gated a certain amount of hits on him. Yeah, the whole why Shadow a Hedgehog thing, the common fan theory is that whilst investigating stuff like the Mystic Ruins and Perfect Chaos for his experiments on the Ark with Cannon's Core and such, Gerald may have come across the mural in Sonic 3 and Knuckles in Hidden Palace, which depicts Super Sonic fighting an otherworldly entity, which is the Doomsday Robot. But considering Micah said there was no real connection between the locales of Adventure and Sonic 3, or more so he wanted to keep them separate, it's still technically a theory. There we go. That's the exact same line you said last time, Black Doom.
This is what I must do for my atonement.
Yes, I will finally atone for my crimes against humanity, and meanwhile Vector's just booking in the background. Classic Vector, never change. Now it's time for the old sad moment.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow. This isn't over yet. The Black Arms will rise again.
I am Shadow the Hedgehog, a research experiment gone deadly wrong. I've caused so much destruction. I should never have been created. This is who I am.
Hey, don't go there! Yeah,
I love how morbid Vector is in this particular job. He's like, hey, don't go there yet. I know where you've been, Shadow, but I'm telling you, it gets better. Somehow. And of course, here we have Chosen One. Listened to this a lot when I was younger, I must admit. It's certainly one of those tracks that really, basically the sort of tracks that make you really want to curl up in the bathtub at night. Like in a cold bath and just... think about things. I suppose that's one way of putting it. I'll just let this play out because I know that a lot of people like this song, and well, obviously at this point it's not exactly my cup of tea. I can see the appeal. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I could definitely say Shadow was a character that meant a lot to me when I was younger, before the dark times. Though, I suppose the way Shadow might have affected you, BZ, I feel the character that affected me most actually was Tails, which, you know, when I played Adventure 1, seeing him coming into his own, becoming his own breed of hero, I felt back in the day was really quite inspirational, and sort of makes his treatment in the later games all that more painful. The main hope is that with post-Frontiers he might finally start to come into his own again, but if Final Horizon is any indication, I personally have my doubts. One of those things really where we can only really wait and see. Oh yeah, in this particular, that's particular AMV. The Black Arms have used the Eclipse Cannon to wipe out the White House and all of Central City. Humanity's fate now lies in doubt. Do. I'm sorry, I just couldn't resist. We already did the Dark Missions, and I kind of missed my opportunity to do it there, but it's just one of those things that just... It's certainly very emblematic of America, that song, being all, you know, gotta enjoy the good things in life, you know, a pair of jeans that fit just right, a nice cold one by your side, and you pick up you know, gotta pay our respects to those who died defending our country and to the founding fathers. I mean, I know it might sound like I'm sort of degrading that, but honestly, I do kind of like that about America, that sort of attitude, which I do kind of wish will be restored to a lot more of the country one day, as opposed to just being relegated to the South. There we go, the Omochow gun. We got the funny gun. Anyways, let's try our luck trying to get to the hero route. It's one of those things where I really want to avoid doing Lost Impact. Yeah, I could definitely see that, though. That does sort of remind me of sort of the fangirl mentality, where you're just sort of like, I can change him. I mean, I'm guessing that's not 100% that, but it does admittedly give a little bit of that vibe. Me, on the other hand, I probably shouldn't be let within 15 feet of any of these characters, in all honesty, for, let's just say reasons. Anyways, we're gonna do hero mission again. Yeah, we'll do hero mission again. So we can just sort of breeze through this. We've already seen most of it, so hopefully this should go by a little bit faster now. I will admit, when I played the PS2 version, the Chaos Emerald chime there never played when I got it. Instead, I just got the standard item collect, key collect noise, etc. Come on. Go over here, you little bat bastards. Gotta admit, the machine gun tracking I usually feels a little bit better. Yeah, I can certainly see that. It's certainly something I could resonate with. Give me the rate. There we go. It's kind of a shame that I don't have a second controller here, because it would be funny just to see just like Maria or Sonic just going around slapping gun soldiers and telling you to stop. You're the one doing it, Sonic. Why are you pushing this all on me all of a sudden? We'll admit the spin dash, whilst definitely feeling weird, it is definitely satisfying to pull off jumps like that. Like, can we make this one? Kind of, yeah. Except not really, because I missed the ring. I'm gonna go for this like a whole bunch of times, I'm still never gonna get that red ring. That's how it feels. Let me just get my sword again. Yes. Might controls everything. You know, I know this is kind of dumb for me to do, but I kind of want to get in the armored car again with the sword. Let me just get this so I drive over it. Nope. Alright, we'll just do it this way then. What do you mean? Give him the sword back. There. Let's see if we can... Oh yeah, we can still shoot the sword whilst we're in here. Now we're cooking. Get over here. There we go. This has such a hilarious energy to me. Just hearing this massive APC just running around with a katana. Yeah, I'll just go on foot for now. We're basically done here. Obviously, still not gonna get a good rank for that, but I'm happy with how that played out. It's just
disgusting black creatures.
he said the funny thing again. Still a C rank, yeah. It feels like you really gotta play this like to the letter, to the T. Admittedly, sort of makes me want to go back and play the retail version at some point. Though it obviously won't be for like a long, long time. Like maybe November next year to celebrate the 20th anniversary. That seems like an opportune time to just buckle down and do it. In any case, this is a little bit awkward since we're going to be going through a lot of the same missions, though this time I'm thinking we just do the dark mission here. Get out of here. So obviously we're not going to be attacking any of the... I do kind of like the whole enemies flying around there, just a sort of set dressing. I know it seems like a very minimal thing, especially in a game like this, but compared to what we've seen in most Sonic games, it's one of those things which you can't really take for granted, let's just put it that way. Then again, I'm probably thinking more in terms of Pokemon games. I have been playing a little bit more Shining Pearl, unfortunately, mostly just trying to shiny hunt for an Arceus, because it's like something I made the promise to do back before Scarlet and Violet came out, and then I just never did, because no one in their right mind should play Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, but it's one of those things, really. It's something where I'm going to do, and then I'm not going to touch that game again. Well, here's a weird little quirk. You just throw these on these guys, and all of a sudden they just stop. Like, dude, there's still aliens right next to you. You can just keep shooting them. Kind of weird there's a Chaos Blast Wall here, even though you're unlikely going to be getting Chaos Blast Meter unless you really dedicate yourself to it. Hello, Compass, we're just making our way for this level again. I'm gonna get the sword again. Let's have some fun with this. Like, even the fire rates on, like, the projectile is bonkers. Needless to say, this is my new favorite weapon. You know what? Let's try taking the car this time. This funny little roadster. Still feels quite slow, but hey, it's always have a little change of pace. I'll be honest, does this sort of make me think of like Crazy Taxi? Mostly with just how you're just bumping over everything, gets ridiculously high speeds. Like, here we go, ramp! That's very Crazy Taxi. Like, obviously, we're not going to be destroying the tank, so we're just going to pass it by. Sorry, Sonic. Black Doom, hate to inform you, that was one of your bombs. Doom, your soldiers are the only things blocking our path. I kind of need to attack them in order to progress. There we go, now let's just get out of here. Boom! Well, that didn't last long. I gotta wonder exactly what a Black Arms homeworld would look like if it they think this is like super primitive. I mean, you could say they just live in the Black Comet, but I gotta imagine they have some sort of home planet, or at least did, before they became like murder hobo space nomads. Just one of those things that really springs to my mind, really, thinking about that. Alright, let's get on the bike. Okay, this feels weirdly faster compared to the other one I was playing around with. Did it? As if the Black Arms have made that much progress. Oh hey, we also get to hear Sonic say a naughty word here. Hold on. Come on, wait for it. We've been making good time. Just gotta wait for him to say the funny line. Give it a second. Just give it a second. Hey, he said the funny thing. That's gotta be weird, isn't it, thinking about just an entire planet just made of flesh? I mean, I know there's... I'm pretty sure there was a thing in Cruelty Squad, just, like, meat mines. But it's sort of, weird to think about. Like, is the entire Black Comet just made of flesh? I mean, that would be pretty metal. Even though I'm fairly certain that's not the case, otherwise, rating. Alright, we just skip this and go on to, the boss. You gotta wonder what exactly, conditions had to be put in place in order to actually breed this sort of thing. Like, is this thing specially made for destroying worlds? Like, I'm fairly certain, like, an autocannon round could just pierce straight through that. Like, surely you'd want this thing to have, like, some actual armor and not just, blubber. Like, I'm guessing that the Black Calm's homeworld is just kind of chilly. I mean, it says going through space a fair bit, the Black Comet, so... maybe? I'm just sort of speculating here. Beep. Bop. I gotta admit, this is definitely satisfying to just whack him in the eye like that. So you do more spawn. Oh. So you do just walk farther away and more spawn. That's good to know. I was gonna say that's good to know. And then I completely flummoxed it. Alright, let's do this again. Let me just grab a gun real quick. There we go. And with that, the fight, I believe, is over. There we go. Now we get to go back to Prison Island and figure out, and now we have to explain to Charmy what a disc is.
Out of my way, alien monster.
I will say I do definitely like Sonic's little cheeky grin back there. It's one of those weird things where Sonic still feels way in character, or arguably even more in character compared to some of the other games. He just feels like a bundle of fun to be around in this game.
Mr. President, we've received...
I mean, we've already seen the funny Sonic and Shadow on the President's desk, so we don't need to go a little more into that, so... Decisions. Do we want to go Mad Matrix again, or do we want to go Sky Troops? I kind of felt compelled to roll dice for it. Actually, no, I decided to set out to show Charmy what a disc is, so I'm going to hold true to that, so... bar your ears, gentlemen. As Charlemagne is about to ask us what a disc is. What's a disc? It feels weird not actually seeing one of the discs right here. I'm guessing that it's maybe up here. Hold on. It's just I remember in the retail game, there was basically no reason to come up here. Let's see if that's changed. We got an assault rifle, which is nice. That's putting it lightly, Charlemagne. It's radioactive. Like, you gotta think, right? Shadow and Eggman in Adventure 2 basically set off this entire military facilities surplus of weapons, which, you know, considering its gun, I'm assuming nuclear may be involved, so odds are at one point this was just regular water and now it's just radioactive. Wow. Good for you, Charlemagne. Give him a sword. Give him a sword. Actually, can you use this? Okay, you still get the projectiles whilst you're on the air source, so that's good. Charlemagne, I thought you were here to, I thought you wanted me to go and collect your discs. Also, I just realized that the projectiles seem to be infinite. Just infinite ammo on these, and you only wear out the sword if you actually hit them with them proper. Well, I'm fairly certain there's a red ring in here. Yep. Just did a... It may just be the fact that I'm going through this with Hero Shadow, but imagine if this actually does turn out to be infinite ammo normally. I can't help but feel that I missed a disc. Like, yeah, just the projectile just has infinite ammo. Look at that. Like, they've turned what was normally a fairly innocuous weapon and just made it one of the best ones in the game. Which is kind of good for me, because I really quite liked the idea of the samurai sword. Just one of those things where it's like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, oh, it's cool, and it's really good. Ah, yes, Charlemagne, truly oblivious to the chaos going on around him. And I feel like he'd be one of those kids who just signed up to the army just to kill things. I'm pretty sure there's another disc up here. At least I remember there being another disc up here. There it is. I'm guessing most of them are just on assigned routes for the secret discs, though I haven't really seen many other of them. It's just so fun to do. Oh. Okay, so we're... Turns out we're just doing fine. As the last secret disc is just right at the end of the level. Can you please give me your air saucer, sir? Thank you. Yeah, I could definitely see Charmy making a top 10 compilation. Like, imagine if, like, Charmy just took over Watch Mojo or some other such channel. Could you really tell the difference? Somehow I missed that red ring. Oh. I kind of forgot that I had, Dark Shadow here. No matter. That's all the discs. Now it's time to go through Mad Matrix again. Hooray!
Once I've got all the Chaos Emeralds, then I'll know the truth.
So, Charmy, how's that Roltz doing? Oh, I had to. I will admit it's kind of awkward going through the exact same routes over again, because, again, you basically end up just retreading a lot of the same ground you did. And you don't have as much material to work with, aside from reciting jokes from other places, like, you know, SBO, it's as fairly simple as pressing right-click, and then clicking Save As. I'm not going to finish the rest of that. Unless you want me to. You gotta right-click on this guy, Shadow.
Actually, how good. Actually, I need to extract some data out of Edward's.
But Vector, it's in the blockchain. I'm telling you, SBO. If I can get it just by simply right-clicking, then it ain't exactly the most... It ain't exactly non-fungible, isn't it? I know it's probably not my place to say, but it's definitely kind of hilarious how, those, supposed tokens ended up just plummeting in value so quickly. Like, everyone made this whole deal, but they're in the blockchain. They're basically gonna make me a millionaire, only for them to just completely crater in value. Anyways, we can just rush through this. Mostly just gotta psych myself up for the main course. Yeah, it would be the sort of thing he'd probably fall for, wouldn't it? Just as a get-rich-quick scheme. One of many. No, I'm telling you, SBO, it's in the blockchain. I'm gonna be a millionaire by tonight. What do you mean my apes have been stolen? Did the exact same thing again.
It's another set of colors.
I'm telling you, SBO, these little figurines are gonna make me a fortune. But what do you mean they're all in landfills? Tell me you ain't being serious, SBO. But please, I spent $100 on this. We're gonna be eating Chinese food for the next 3 weeks. I'm not even talking the good stuff. I mean, like, dollar store noodles. What do you mean they're not $1? Like, $2.50? Give me that menu, SBO. You know, I'm calling them. I have no idea where this bit is going, but, certainly one thing to give me a little bit of entertainment going through this level again. I'll give you that. Also, I just think it's fun doing the Vector voice, even if it's not exactly the best one. I suppose it's a little bit better than it clearly being James from Pokemon, as was the case in the Chaotix debut episode in X, which is a shame, because that was definitely one of the better episodes, and real sort of emblematic on the Chaotix role in this series, which is the comic relief. No one said this series had to be devoid of comedy, it's just the Chaotix were the ones which were assigned to being the comedic characters. If you want to be comedic, bring them in, and not cube robots and round robots looking like something out of a kid's show. And I'm not even talking about the good stuff like Toonami. It means sort of like Teen Titans Go. I suppose that's the best sort of analogy I can give. Anyways, we're here with the funny boss again. Are you gonna say the funny thing again? You didn't say it. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Can one of these blocks please show up? There we go. There we go. Now I get to hear him say that multiple times. Hooray. Part of me just wants to just go around hitting these things until a hero gauge breaks up. And I will admit it's definitely kind of nice actually hearing Espio saying positive lines as opposed to saying, "We can't let Eggman know we're here," when Eggman is right in front of us. We can't possibly let Eggman know we're here even though he's about to kill us. Would it actually be killing if we were inside of space, or would we just get ejected from the program? I gotta admit, the rules for this sort of place, the more you think about it, it's kind of questionable. Is it like a Sword Art Online sort of thing, where you die in here, you die in real life, or is it just sort of... you die in here, you just sort of game over and get dropped back in the real world? Because I suppose it would have to be the latter, though, because otherwise we could easily just let him kill us and get out of the system that way. Anyways, the fight's over. Yes, I have asked for it. Yes, he's... oh, I didn't actually notice the little Eggman portraits in those little orbs. I thought they were just little orbs, and I was just sort of confused as to why SJ was saying, oh, he's making copies of himself. Those don't look like the Egg Breaker to me.
I have no past. What do you mean by that, Doctor?
Still an E rank. Right, I feel I'm definitely gonna have to go about this a couple of times. I'm saying we still have time. In fact, given the time, I may end up doing another run after this, just because I can. Depends on how much time we have, though. Because I definitely had a run in mind for Pure Hero, though that probably involves going through Space Gadget again. Alright, here we go. Just gotta be real quick about it. Three minutes to go. Let's just yeah, he's saying the thing. Okay. He's gotta be sure to destroy every single one of these aliens on the way, because we're gonna need chaos control. That's for certain. Just grab one of these guns. Every second... I'm gonna restart. Forgive me if we end up restarting a fair bit, just want to be sure I get this done. So get used to this line. Get used to Jason's melodic melodic symphony tunes. Get out of here, Doom. We're gonna be listening to Sonic from now on. Da-da-da-da-da. Probably just gonna be sticking with the heavy machine gun, because this thing slaps. Kind of shameful that people sort of diss this in so high regard. Yeah, Orbot and Cubot. I mean the... I mean that by square robot and round robots. Personally, I prefer the Orbot from Unleashed, because at least that one had a little bit of, I get the reason why they have psychic robots, I just prefer the old Orbot. If that makes any sense. Okay, so I still think we're running a little late, so... Oh no, you don't, Sonic. I'm not done with you yet, Ogilvy. He's got a gun absolutely everything down, it looks like.
The Ark's power plant.
Okay, I think we got enough for chaos control.
Shadow, can't keep up?
Come on, have I messed it up already? Have I messed it up already? In any case, I think we're going to be cutting it a little close here, so chaos control.
Dash for the finish line.
Let me do it. Let me do it. I need this. Sorry about that. Oh, why did I do that? Okay, that wasn't so bad after all.
That day, we fought here aboard the Ark.
Oh, that's... Why did I do that? And we got a C rank, that's fine. That's fine as long as we cleared it. Yeah, I've been watching a fair few San Andreas YouTube poops earlier on today. It's probably not the thing most suitable to view on this channel, but it was... Well, I found it funny at least, and all of a sudden, Maria flashback out of nowhere.
I need your help.
Obviously, this is supposed to be leading on from Lost Impact, though that does sort of unintentionally lead me on to a little bit of a theory I had about this game. At least with regards to Lost Impact. We'll, wait until we actually get into the level first. But needless to say, there are a few things here which might not add up, but I found an interesting little thought experiment nonetheless.
What is that? Once every 50 years, that black comet passes by this planet.
That little chuckle he does, I swear. It's the sort of thing he does all the time in X, and it just admittedly grates on you a little bit.
I think you're right.
It's like he's trying too hard to let out an actual laugh.
That's where the answers are. I've got to get to that comet.
Anyways, here we are. Final Haunt. It's been a long time coming, and it's time for arguably one of the 3 best levels in the game. The others being Gun Fortress and Lava Shelter. Let's see what changes they made to this particular level. And it's Groovy's soundtrack. Oh, it's a lot less purple in here. Feels like they've turned down the bloom a fair bit. And it was get out of here, Sonic. I'm not here for you. Step up and play. I feel that's another, like, Sega marketing slogan. If not, then it should be. Also, fairly certain that there's no actual, like, other enemies aside from Black Arms in here, so this is going to be fairly awkward. It's not like, Black Comet, where you also had, like, mechs in here, which also leads to me to an interesting question as to whether or not the air in here is actually breathable to humans. And it was also kind of weird that the commander, Olive Garden guy, could just breathe fine on the Ark, even though it was technically an open space, though I always sort of viewed that similar to the Death Egg, where it was just sort of an oxygen field around the Ark. Oh yeah, these guys. I forgot these guys teleport behind you. Give me a laser. Give me a very suggestive looking laser. Seriously, what is up with this thing? Alright, so I'm gonna need one of these to suck up the panel here. I've got to admit that the mechanic of this level was certainly interesting, even though you could probably circumvent it at certain points. Also love the music track here, it's just... gives off that alien vibe a lot better than Black Comet, but still feels relatively funky. Also, I don't exactly remember the lyrics to a particular parody song dedicated to this. You may already know what it is. So I'll probably spare you the pain. Anyways, we need to shoot these. I always thought it was kind of interesting that they actually blocked off the things here. So now, we can go through here.
To fire a worm, just hold down the B button and set my sights.
I always thought it was a neat little touch, the fact that, like, generally, I feel the best levels in this game were the ones where the objective you do actively changes how the mission plays. Like, obviously, it's fairly simple here, where you have different routes you can go through. The other ones that spring to mind, of course, are stuff like... The obvious one would be Lava Shelter, where activating the volcano defense systems, meaning you have to go the higher routes, for example. Get back. You know what? Tell me a little bit more about your home, Black Doom. What was your home planet like? What is up with... Are these supposed to be windows in all these spires? What's this all about? Also, I do kind of like this effect. Even though it's kind of weird seeing the Black Arms logo, the shadow insignia question mark. You're seeing that all plastered everywhere. Nice. Gotta admit, this is definitely a nice little, fun segment here. It's the fact that you can just... The fact that a lot of this mission is just dedicated to flying the Volt Worm again. I know we flew it a lot in the Ark, but... Here especially it feels a lot more notable. Anyways, I think we got all of them, so we can just progress through. Do I get to keep the Volt Worm through here? No. That's a shame. Oh. That's kind of neat, the fact that you can just get a free Chaos Control from there. Obviously we're not going to use it, since I'm fairly certain it's still going to be a little bit... Oh wait, never mind, we can just pass through here. Was there a switch I missed? It's still stuck in 4x3, help. Help, I've been trapped in the Zack Snyder universe. Actually, hold on. I want to try a little something here. Messing around in OBS, we're going into uncharted territory here. Just hold on a little bit, we're just doing a little bit. Hold on. Saturation down. And, there we go. Oh, it's shifted back to, semi-widescreen now, so the bit's sort of ruined now, but... Yeah. Zack Snyder cut, Shadow the Hedgehog gameplay. I'm gonna have to change its back before this over, aren't I? Oh well. At least we get to see, whatever nightmare this is. I will admit, I feel I've definitely been sort of neglecting OBS as sort of a, creative tool during my time here. Just sort of been using it as a means of, oh, this is how I stream, and not actively messing around with the effects in it at all, because you can definitely see an appeal to this. Oh, there's a red ring in there, it looks like. Alright, I guess I'm getting off. Bye. I'm guessing the door over there is just open, so I can just make my way downtown, running fast, faces past as I'm homebound. Yep. Yep, and we're here. But I admit, I definitely do find the color changes here quite interesting. It really makes it a bit more distinct. Anyways, let's just get rid of that. I think we're done here. There we go. Oh, that was definitely worth it. So, also like how the gates here also show up to bar you from the ice. That's a nice little touch. And they also have the... Ah yes, with these 4 shields up. Ah yes, these incredibly translucent looking walls will surely block any and all approach. Not exactly how this is... I mean, it's a nice little level touch seeing all these gates here, but
I will not allow
in terms of actually, like, a narrative standpoint, it just makes it feel like those little small sheets of glass are all that's going to be protecting you. No idea how you're supposed to get an A rank on that level, but, well, we cleared it. And now we get to fight Sonic again. Oh boy! The best boss fight in the game.
Shadow, why are you siding with those black creatures?
And what is Diablon doing here? Like, seriously, it was just me and Tails who came up along with you. I have no idea how this guy managed to come along behind us. Honestly, it's like this Olive Garden guy is just connected to me at the hip. Shadow, I need help. Please. Release us from this mortal coil. So yeah, it's just Diablon again. It's basically the same instance of me fighting it. In fact, weirdly enough, this was my first instance of actually fighting Diablon back when I first played this as a kid. And I only got this because I ended up just completing the Dark Mission when I meant to clear the Hero Mission. I just saw the switches you need to clear for the Dark Mission, and hey, it's a fun little switch, let's press it, not knowing that that was the Dark Mission. So I ended up accidentally clicking all of them, and now, when I thought I was supposed to be fighting Black Doom, here I am fighting what I initially thought was like Tails somehow ended up making like a Transformer mode for a little spaceship we came here on in the Space Gadget cutscene. I kind of want to hold on to this because I know the ring shooter is definitely the best one. And hey, we get to hear him say the funny line again. How many times can we hear him say this before we get sick and tired of it? I will admit, I do definitely kind of wish we got like a proper Sonic boss fight. It's one of those things really where I kind of wish that instead of like last story, we got more 3 definitive neutral hero dark stories, each with their own Super Shadow boss. Like obviously, true hero could be Double Doom. Neutral could be like some sort of Eggman robot after he basically ends up dehinging the whole conflict between Gun and the Black Arms, and the Dark Mission could be you fighting against Super Sonic, like in, like Goku versus Majin Vegeta. There we go, I've said that already, yeah. Needless to say, I have watched a fair bit of Dragon Ball in my time, admittedly mostly as, clips on YouTube. But even so, I enjoyed it nonetheless, and needless to say, it's going to be weird not having Toriyama around, even though I will admit I was one of those folks who admittedly was sort of like not really accepting of anything outside of stuff he actively wrote, so basically starting from him, Goku meeting Bulma, all the way to End of Z. And I know legacy-wise is mostly just going to be remembered for Dragon Ball Z, especially in South America. I heard a lot of stuff about how like there's been a nationwide like memorial service for Toriyama, given how much of an effect on the culture he had there with Dragon Ball Z. It's surreal to see, if anything. And it's going to be weird, because I'm wondering whether or not anything's actually going to be done with the series after Dragon Ball Daima. I know it was certainly a weird sort of direction to take the series in, just regressing everyone to kids again. Oh yeah, needless to say, he had a profound effect on a lot of people's lives, and me included, just by proxy of his involvement with the Sonic series. Always seemed weird to me, it seemed kind of, let's just say, surreal to me, learning that the relationship between Sonic and Tails was originally designed off of the relationship between Gohan and his dad Piccolo. Yes, yes, I made that joke. Hopefully you don't mind. Come on, say the thing again. Where are you going? There we go. Okay, I think another one of those and we should be ready to finish off this boss fight. Also, please, can you stop going towards the edge? That's my job. There we go. Come on, say hold still again. Say it one more time! Just say it again! Oh, you can just shoot him when he does antimatter cannon. That's kind of neat. It's weird, especially considering one of the more core childhood memories I have of this series, mostly just sort of in the mid-2000s, was Wrath of Nazo, which, from what I recall, was basically just the plots of the Shadow Dragon arc of Dragon Ball GT. Where you have, like, Nazo, who is comprised of the negative energy of the Chaos Emeralds, like how the Shadow Dragons were with the Dragon Balls, and he was like... Perfect Nazo was like Omega Shenron, and then you had Hyper Shatnik as, like, basically the equivalent of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It was super weird just finding that out after watching Wrath of Nazo first.
Chaos Emeralds. Man, I didn't think you had it in you.
And you didn't even take off your inhibitor ring, Shadow. What's up with that?
I'm Shadow the Hedgehog.
I can definitely see the want for Dragon Ball to carry on, but I feel that after Daima, I'm one of those sorts who'd feel that after that, it's more a case of best left alone. We also get to hear this stifled laughter again. Along with All Hail Shadow. The less good one in my opinion, but still, definitely enjoy this song. Like, generally I feel, in terms of legacy, there's not really much that could be done to top what Toriyama did with Z, so I feel that the best thing they could do is just sort of leave it as it is, just sort of celebrate it for what it was, and move on to new projects and make, basically try to make a new Toriyama, or the equivalent of, just try to make something new that's culturally impactful, because I kind of forgot to mention this in my Legends Arceus stream, but recently I ended up watching this sort of promo video where there was these two kids talking about like how the 10-year gap between now and 2013 when X and Y came out, and they were just sort of reminiscing over Mega Evolution, and one of the guys had a Greninja. And one of the things that really stood out to me, also was pointed out to me, is just the fact that culturally, aesthetically wise, not much really seems to have changed from 2013 to now. I mean, aside from certain technological advances, of course. It just sort of reminded me of this one sort of sentiment I'd heard a long time ago about the fact that it seems as though humanity in general has sort of stopped making really sort of culturally impactful things since 2005, and has spent most of that time onwards just sort of going back to the nostalgia wells instead of making new stuff. New stuff for people to be culturally inspired by. I mean, I feel the closest thing you could say culturally impactful that's had stemmed from 2005 onwards was the MCU. More specifically from Iron Man to Endgame, which, again, that's another thing which I feel should have been best left alone once Endgame had finished. Because I'm not entirely certain whether or not there's much they can do now in order to properly fix it. I mean, for all I know, Deadpool and Wolverine could be good and could help bring it back from the brink, but I feel at the very least one of the best things to do alongside Star Wars would be to just put it on ice for like 10 years, maybe dedicate time to making new culturally impactful stuff, and then perhaps after 10 years bring it back again. See how people feel about it. Anyways, now we're starting to get to the end of this. That little theory that I had about Maria. There's one little thing that I noticed about the Lost Impact stages is that... Oh hey, we got the heal cannon. Only useful in the Doom. You know what? Given the time, what the heck, one more. We'll do one more. We just skip through all the cutscenes now, since I have a very specific direction we're going to go with this. It's basically going to take us to the hero ending. It may get a little weird, but there's a reason I'm doing it. I mean, I could definitely see Toyotaro carrying on in Toriyama's footsteps, but... well, as to whether or not it will be as memorable as Dragon Ball Z was, it remains to be seen, really. So get out of here. We're killing men's now. Get out of here. So anyway, that little theory that I had starts off with Lost Impact, where Maria is saying, oh hey, the artificial chaos have gone out of control. We need your help in order to stop them, Shadow. And Shadow's like, I mean, obviously I'm going to protect you in the Ark, Maria. And then, inexplicably, after defeating the artificial chaos, it just cuts right to Maria's death scene, which... obviously you could just put it down to the entirety of Shadow the Hedgehog being disjointed, which it is, but... one little sort of headcanon I sort of like to propose is the fact that maybe the Ark being shut down due to an accident wasn't a cover-up after all. It legitimately was an accident. The fact that the artificial chaos ended up breaking loose, which we never actually hear about again after everything's been resolved in SA2, because that was... and even in this game, I'm just sort of led to assume that after this game, they're just sort of left to run rampant on the Ark for all eternity. Anyway, the artificial chaos. We don't actually see them at all in any of the flashbacks to the Ark raid, and even in the Doom re-rendered cutscene, it shows Shadow holding Maria's hand, guiding her along, also being chased by, well, what looks to be chased by a bunch of gun soldiers. But if their plan is to just capture Shadow, wouldn't they be better off just shooting him with their assault rifles in the legs? It seems weird there's just a whole bunch of them just following after him, so you could potentially read that as Shadow and Maria leading the gun soldiers in to protect the Ark against the artificial chaos, if you wanted to look at it that way. Additionally... oh hey, I actually got all of them.
Anybody who gets in
Lost my train of thought a little bit, so... yeah, the gun soldiers... it really feels as though the... The way the cutscenes are pointed out, it really just feels like it really could have been an accident, because the death comes so abruptly. But obviously that does sort of bring into question as to why Shadow would be sealed inside the pod, being sent down to Earth. Best course of action I could think for that is, you know, Maria's injured, she's a young girl, not really the most mentally developed, potentially, especially given her brain disease. Maybe she put him in the pod knowing that after the whole breakout thing that the Ultimate Lifeform program was at risk of being shut down, she did want Shadow to be eliminated as evidence, so she just sort of let him out into the wild. Obviously that's definitely a stretch, especially when I put it into words, but it's something that's been bouncing around inside my head for the longest time now. So here we are, back in Digital Circuit again. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's weird, it feels like every stream so far I've come here. I promise you this is probably going to be the last time. Maybe, hopefully. Fairly certain that the next stream we're going to be going to is going to be very Eggman focused, so we may end up just doing both of the Egg Dealer boss fights then, if we're quick enough. I mean, obviously we're going a little bit over time as is, but I figure we may as well. Instead of just cutting it a little early, let's make this a little bit of a special. Doing all the hero stuff in one go. As the my frames end up dying. I kind of wonder whether or not it's actually possible to die in there. I mean, I assume it'd have to be. Really just messing up my day, aren't you? Come on. Come on. Got there eventually. There's no humans here, Black Doom, it's only robots. Give me my katana. I will admit, I'm not entirely certain as to what the bonus weapon we're gonna get this time. Not sure if I actually took damage there. I'll take not getting hit. Also, these guys are weirdly blubbery. I'm probably just gonna run past them. Hold on. Actually, we get to see how effective these things are against the rogue programs, which is not bad. Kinda sucks that this doesn't have any auto-aim though, and I can't even break through the things without the actual sword doing. That's kind of a shame. Alright, fine, I'll just whack you normally. Seriously, these things are super aggressive now. I can't stress that enough. I gotta wonder though, with the passing of Toriyama, I kind of wonder whether or not we're gonna see what exactly the effect that's gonna have on the Sonic series going forward. I mean, obviously we can bring into question how this is gonna affect Dragon Ball going forward, that's obvious, but given how much inspiration Dragon Ball had on the Sonic series, I kind of wonder what exactly the impact is going to be. Are they going to end up straying away again from the Dragon Ball references? Are they going to double down with stuff like having a version of Super Sonic 2 in every single game going forward? Are we going to get Super Sonic 3 finally with the ridiculous hair? I'm not the sort of person who likes to voice my speculations and such things, because, well, Admittedly, I have found it a little bit cringy in the past, but I suppose it is kind of interesting to talk about a little bit more. Admittedly, I've been more sort of the sort of person who's had their interests ridiculed in the past, so historically I've not exactly been the one to vocalize them as a result. You know, generally just keep myself to myself sort of guy. And yet, here I am, just trying to buck that a little bit. I feel generally, stream-wise, this has been more so helpful for me, if anything. Even if the views aren't great, and certainly an experience that I'm glad I've been getting into. Yeah, I could definitely see that, unless we end up with a forcer situation with another upcoming open zone game, because it really feels like a pattern at this point. We get a formula that people are fine with, then a game comes along which is a mockery of that formula, and then they just end up straying away from it. Happened with the adventure formula with 06, happened with the boost formula with forces. Is that gonna happen again with open zone? Who can tell? Granted, they did say they were only going to do it for a decade, so likely just going to be something they do for like 1 or 2 more games. I want to see how the sword actually fares against the core program, actually. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of how they swarm like that. More so as a general video games fit. YouTube over Twitch? Generally, I mostly heard that because of the whole how YouTube works, it would be easier to actually create a following on YouTube compared to Twitch. That and the frankly ridiculous ad rates. It's like you try to tune into a video and get front-loaded like 6 ads at once. Needless to say, my recent experiences with Twitch haven't exactly been the most pleasant. Which is a shame too, because I found a fair few friends on Twitch. Well, 1 or 2 who are still around. Admittedly, that's a little point in my life which I tend to find a little bit embarrassing. Fair bit of, let's just say, roleplay in the chat. It probably should have been something that was cut off a while ago. As I was mostly just watching old Hellfire Com streams. I'm not sure if you remember those guys. They're definitely more of an old internet thing. Even though they did bring me quite a few laughs back in the day. I like how it just shoots out a projectile every time the sword just gets longer as well. It sort of adds this sort of weird visual to it, just like you know, it's like a gun blade. Not sure how averse you are to gun blades. Okay, that actually went smoother than any other time I've come up here, in all honesty. Okay, let's see how it fares against this. There we go. There we go. Could have gone better, but generally speaking, still had a good time. Now here's where things get a little interesting. In theory. Just gotta move on to the next level right here. Got no time for you, Mr. President. We gotta go back to the castle. Again. Yeah, we're gonna be My hope is that this will hopefully be the last time we come to Cryptic Castle. I mean, I definitely like it as a level. It's definitely got some of the best mission design, all things considered. Though I will admit the chase with the creature at the end ended up giving me nightmares as a kid when I first saw it. Like, nightmares to the point where I couldn't sleep like a full 24 hours. You know, that sort of scared. Needless to say, it was bad. Really, really quite bad. Yeah, it's generally one of those things which I feel the internet has sort of been helpful for, just actually finding that sense of community. Get this torch out of here, I don't need this. I want to hear Amy talk about how she wants us to destroy all these aliens with her very obvious bloodlust. Because, let's face it, she does have that. Her portrayal in Sonic X is not doing her any favors in that regard. Yes, Amy, I was just on one. You don't need to... You're not my mother. I know it's Mother's Day, but you're still a little too young for that, Amy, even though they took away the day. The ages. Still have no idea why they actually did that. Also, you get to see the Benuri again. Tell your mom I said hi. Well, it's better than nothing. Give me that sword again. I know I can't keep ragging on about the sword. It's just so... Just having such a good time with it. It's weirdly powerful as well. Yeah, she really likes when I murder those aliens. In cold blood with a sword. It's sort of like Star Trek Discovery in that way. Oh. Yeah, I think I should probably be wrapping this up soon. Everyone's starting to go to sleep. Wasn't entirely certain what those bouncy balloons actually were supposed to be when I was a kid, but now they just sort of remind me of Jack Skellington. I mean, you could say that, but at the same time, I feel that's sort of the job of writers to try and work around those restrictions, as opposed to just getting rid of them like Ian tends to do with the Soul Dimension. Because I'm fairly certain, if I'm not mistaken, Ian tried to basically just get rid of the whole Soul Dimension just as a means to have Blaze show up a little bit more often, which... Needless to say, not entirely certain whether or not that's exactly the best way to go about things, to say the least. I mean, you say that, but then that just leaves people no recourse to say, oh, Cream's actually 18 years old, so it's perfectly fine. Well, in any case, we've been making fairly good progress for this level. I'm fairly certain... Jesus, this... No, it's the other side. I keep forgetting. I'm so kind of surprised that I didn't hurt any of the Chow doing that. Also, what is going on with that after image?
If If you want to stay clear of trouble, then stay away from that doctor.
Like, going back to the Soul Dimension, it's just... I'm pretty sure I mentioned at some point Blaze just ended up, solving all the problems in her dimension, which... basically just as an excuse to, make it so... we're not going to the Soul Dimension again, don't count it, which... kind of is a shame, because it definitely sort of robs any potential interesting lore or story elements you could have there at any point. Even though it's kind of obvious that historically Blaze was pigeonholed, arguably possibly worse than Knuckles and Shadow were in terms of his involvement in games. Because obviously they just brought Shadow back to life, and Knuckles, well, they're doing work to try and amend the fact that he should have been guarding the Emerald all this time. Oh. I can't help but wonder whether or not there's a point where it's probably best to retire characters, because I remember sort of 2008, 2010-ish, basically before Colors, there was talk about Big possibly being retired, around about when he appeared in the first All-Stars racing game. I kind of feel that that probably would have been best to happen to Silver as well, given how messed up his whole lore situation is. Like, sometimes I feel with spaghetti, with such lore spaghetti as the Sonic series, sometimes you do need to go in there with a set of trimmers and just take out all the stuff which actively doesn't work. Like, I think the best example would be decanonizing 06 and Rush, given how they weren't exactly the most well received compared to how well received Rush was with the Soul Dimension. It's just, given you basically had a choice of 3 to pick from in that regard, it would have probably been best to just stick with 1 in that regard. At least that's what I think. Okay, give him a sword. Actually, let's try the Omo Chow gun. It's been a while since I've used this. Let's see how fun it is, using that funny little annoying robot as a weapon. Obviously, it's basically just the laser weapons, but I will admit the bounce is a little bit fun. I mean, obviously, you wouldn't be fine with it, I get that. Just thinking more so about what's healthy for the series as a whole, which, needless to say, stuff like Rivals probably wasn't. 06 definitely wasn't. Even to this day, 15 years later, people still ridicule the series for that. Like, I feel the movies have definitely helped with regards to helping to ditch that old reputation, but I feel that in some way, shape, or form, it's still technically there in some small way. Mostly from those not the most familiar with the series, just they heard that Sonic apparently kissed a princess at some point, even though, Your Honor, if you pay attention to the footage, you'd find that the defendant was actually dead at the time. And so, couldn't possibly have kissed her. But I suppose in that regard, if you were to canonizing 06, I suppose it could theoretically be possible to bring him back in some way, shape, or form if there's a demand for it. Let's get out of here, Doom. I'm not talking to you. feel I've already said my piece about this particular level, just how I like the, one particular... Oh, I just remembered, the, there was a particular sort of fan mod for Generations with regards to... Everyone's just getting ready for bed, sorry. But yeah, there was, I believe, a... Lost my train of thought. Anyway, yeah. Skytroops mod for Generations. I remember seeing that a lot, and I definitely enjoyed the fan-made rendition of the track, but I found it kind of odd just the sort of assets they used for it. Like, at one point there was the 06 egg carrier, which I thought was kind of odd. Anyways, we're doing the Black Bolt. Huh. That's kind of odd. I'm guessing you can't access that Vault 1 door if you've gotten all the gems. Because I remember that definitely being open before. Anyways, this whole set piece is still pretty cool though. Just riding through the storm, going into this mouth-through thing. Memories. Also, I'm fairly certain you could jump off here. I remember there being a key somewhere around here. Hold on. We're dealing with uncharted territory here. Maybe we just come to... Oh yeah, there's stuff below us. I knew it! There was a red ring here. Yeah, it's super weird. It's like, even Eggman can deal with the Black Arms himself, and really sort of doesn't really add much credence to the Black Arms as a threat when even Eggman can hold his own against them. When he gets beaten by a blue rodent and his pet mutant ferret on the regular. Eh. Well, here we go again. Going back to Space Gadget for the third time. Probably not even the last time, actually. I do plan on coming here one more time, at the very least. Yeah, we just skip all this. Honestly, coming back to Space Gadget again just really makes me appreciate how fun the Arc levels were in Adventure 2. I know I got a whole bunch of mods set up for them to make it so you could just fly through them all a lot faster. But even just stuff like the upward grind rails you constantly see. Just little details like that, and how they reward your gameplay. It's just... I feel there's so much I could gush on about that particular game, but I kind of want to save that for when I actually play it. Just gotta make sure to shoot absolutely everything. It's fine, we'll get enough in order to get Chaos Control in no time. I'm hoping that we'll be able to beat our previous time, though. Obviously, I'm fine with just beating the level at this point. It's getting late. Well, that was pretty slick. Yeah, it kind of feels like we're a little slower than previously, but I feel we can make up for it.
This saucer seems to hold the log. Something tells me that I don't want to touch that green energy.
Uh-oh. Do we have enough? Do we have enough? I don't think we have enough. Oh, we don't have enough. Oh wait, we do. I tricked you. I tricked the system. I did it. I did it. Also, it's looking really weird and wacky again. Yeah, chaos control with these whole gravity switches tends to act up a fair bit, if you couldn't tell. Too late, Sonic. I have the power of teleportation.
Sonic, now I remember. That day, we fought here aboard the Ark.
We've definitely been making good time, though. I'm definitely looking to finish this before, the 2.5-hour mark, and I feel we're very much getting there. The rest of this we can basically just abuse chaos control. It's kind of a shame that I never actually got to do the infinite chaos control glitch. I'm fairly certain that's been fixed here. It'll probably be something I have to check in the retail version if I ever get around to that. Yeah, we've already seen this. Alright, here we are again. Feels like we were just here.
I can feel them. They're everywhere.
Step up and play, Sonic. It's so weird hearing Sonic say Big Boss Man. Also, fairly certain. Oh, I was gonna say fairly certain you can still just drain these guys' health by just jumping into them, but I just noticed. I didn't notice this before. That the sword has a massive hole in it from the hilt, like up to the middle of the blade. I thought there was just like a light, but no. Apparently, there's just a big hole in it. Also, there we go. The swing on this was acting a little funny. It's fine now. Just, it's weird pressing the L button in this game when you very rarely do. I want to see if I can actually make the jump without having to use this suck. Obviously, we're going to get a fair bit of chaos control energy here. Now, let's see if we can actually make this jump. We can! Ha ha ha! I've beaten your system to the ground. Let's get moving. Okay, I didn't hit any of the switches by accident. Oh, those guys block your shots. Oh, that's like actually kind of a cool little thing. Makes these guys actually look kind of dangerous. Also, we gotta use the funny Tinkerton hammer. Get over here. I will beat you to death. I generally thought I was gonna fall and die there. Not sure why, but the dark spin dash to me just feels like something that shouldn't be relied on, if that makes any sense. I have to say though, I do definitely remember this being a lot more pink. Yahoo! More of that classic stilted voice lining. I wouldn't mind doing like a marathon of Sonic X at some point on the channel, but again, I'm fairly certain I wouldn't be able to because of copyright. Unless I was sort of invited to some sort of watch-along, which probably won't be for a long, long time. Never really knew what exactly that sound effect was supposed to be, that little, like, bird-like sound effect, like, ooh, that one. Let's see, we go this way. I'm not sure whether or not I always thought it was supposed to be these guys, but I'm not sure that's actually the case. These guys just sort of stuck here until I can get chaos control, because I will sit here and wait for chaos control. Oh. That was just to get a spare thing. Silly me. Let's see, do I have to defeat you in order to open that? No, I still got a whole bunch of mooks I have to defeat. Get over here, you. Yeah, smash him up! There better not be infinite spawning ones of you, I swear. There we go. I gotta admit, this is a fairly clever little level setup here. The fact that you need to use the thing to block the lasers in order to progress, or you can just use chaos control if you have it by now. I also like these cool little Black Doom holograms. It's a cool little JPEG. Whoop.
Don't waste time shooting at the black creatures, Mitchell. Take them out using homing attacks.
Well, I don't think I've actually seen this particular weapon before. Do you mind? There we go. I don't think it's quite as good as the laser. It's just I don't think I've seen this at any other point in the game. It's like this. The level design in this can be genius, or it can be complete and total pain. Here's looking at the Doom and Lost Impact. I'm not gonna let those guys go. They generally cause me a fair bit of trauma playing them, just from how bad they were. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go up here anyways. I will admit I don't exactly remember this much stop-starts in this particular level, or maybe I'm just remembering the Vault Worm, Black Vault Worm? One of the two. Okay, so there's something you need to do on the Dark Path which actually involves you unlocking that. Gotta admit, it's actually kind of fun dealing with all the small guys. Also, where am I going? What am I doing? Oh, there we go, game. So that had me worried for a second there. Just thought I was soft-locked a little. And oh yeah, that's one of the door key secrets. You get one of these turrets in order to take care of this particular ship that harasses you. I'm guessing this is supposed to be some storage, but then again, the layout of this entire Black Comet is probably not exactly the most human comprehensible friendly. Anyways, I think we can now just afford to just blast through a lot of this. And hey, there's a red ring over there. I want it. I want it. I want it. Let's go. For this whole cool looking loop thing, and I've already lost all of it. It's so weird seeing it in this aspect ratio as well. Everything just seems so weirdly thin. For some reason I remember there being Black Doom voice lines that play when you react to one of those holograms. I'm guessing that's only if you have Black Doom as your partner here. Anyways, we always have it. There we go, let's blast through the last of this. Here's messing with you with multiple aspect ratios. I mean, we don't have to fight, we can just go through here. All the way through these things that we didn't need to open. Sonic, there's nothing in the way. We can just go straight to him.
There he is, the real Black Doom.
That was 8 minutes. feels like we're gonna be cutting it close, going for the
So we meet
2
at
hour and a
last,
half
Black
mark.
Doom. You're the one responsible for all this villainy.
E. Yep, that's pretty much what I expected. Again, not going for A ranks here, just playing it normally. Pretty much like I would the retail game. Here's a cutscene we haven't seen.
Well, Shadow, I'm very impressed you made it this far.
I mean, it wasn't exactly difficult.
Your rule ends here, and it ends now.
Jason,
So
you
you're
get Sonic
behind all
showing.
this. Like it or not, the game's over.
That line read really felt like a
The Black Hawks.
old school Jason Sonic line there. Your rule ends here, and it ends now.
Do you really think you have any real chance?
I mean, Eggman did a pretty good job smashing your forces.
It's you who should be scared, Black Doom. I made a promise to Maria to save the planet she loved so much.
I've only
And
found
I
out about
will.
Maria, but
Ready to die. Let me show you the ultimate power in the universe.
yeah, I suppose in regards to that, I know that was sort of technically a thing in Adventure 2, where it's like, are you the real Shadow at all? What if your memories are fake? What does your promise to Maria mean then? It's like, I'm still gonna fulfill it, because that's all I have in my life. You know, just one of those general moments that really make Shadow as a character, that even if he isn't the real Shadow, which is, even in Adventure 2, was not something that was exactly off the table, given some of the old stuff seen in one of the Japanese strategy guides for Adventure 2, mentioning that the pod for Shadow was never actually found after it was ejected from the Ark. Yeah, I'm gonna need a new thing. Please don't be the bazooka. Please don't be... Yes, Ring Blaster. We're good. Well, we would be if he'd show his face again. Yeah, the main implication is that... the Shadow that was in Adventure 2 was a replica made by Gerald when he was incarcerated. And there's still technically another Shadow, potentially, running around out there that everyone just sort of forgot about. Then again, the main sort of theory for that is that that missing Shadow is actually Sonic. You know, sort of lending himself to that whole self-fulfilling prophecy thing, I suppose. I pressed it too early. I'm sort of stuck here now. Please, let me do damage. Oh. I suppose that would be an interesting little twist if it was actually immune to chaos abilities. Let's see, what other weapons do I have at my disposal here? Oh, hey. There we go, this works. Gotta say though, this is still definitely the most fun of the final bosses in my opinion. But yeah, the whole Sonic potentially being the original Shadow thing. I know there was that whole thing about Shadow in the final boss saying to Sonic, I've realized the ultimate life form might actually be you. Thing, which could potentially just be Shadow motivating Sonic in the dire hour that was the final hazard, but then you also key in the fact that somehow Sonic knew Maria's last words to Shadow. That couldn't have been a coincidence. I mean, obviously it's just been something that's been lost to time, but it's still something interesting to think about.
Finally,
That Sonic could potentially be Gerald's real legacy. And the Shadow we know is just the Shadow of the Shadow, which...
The Black Arms
Again, reminds me a lot of Riku Replica from Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and his old story about
Let's do this.
finding his own identity when he realizes that he's the one who's the copy and not the Riku he's fighting.
These emeralds, Black Doom and his army are finished. This is who I
Anyways,
am.
this was arguably the most canonical in-character ending for Shadow, just the pure hero version. We've already heard this song, so we can skip it. Oh, here we go, level 2 heal cannon. Okay, that I think will do it for me for tonight. I just wanted to have a look at the library real quick, because there's a particular reason I went for that particular route for True Hero. We got Punishment by Name is Ruin, which is all dark. True Soldier of Destruction, which is the semi-dark route we went. Miracle of Love. Say what you will about Shadow's relationship with Amy here, especially after Murder of with the whole hot honey debacle. I just figured it was a kind of cute one to end on, the idea of Amy being the one who turns Shadow back to the light, just like she did in Adventure 2. Subjugating Heaven and Earth. I'll admit that's a pretty cool sounding one for the Dark Black Doom ending. New Empires Begin, course True Neutral, view from atop the world. I didn't realize this was the actual route that I went when I first got the particular ending of defeating Sonic on the Black Comet, but yeah, just conveniently enough ended up going that route. Didn't even intend to do that. And of course, Lost to the Universe's Abyss, which was a semi-hero ending, so only 3 more endings to go until we get to the ending. In the meantime, I gotta go to bed. So again, that'll do it from me. Hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Gotta decide what routes I want to go for with these next 3 routes, but until then, I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.